Welcome to our channel. Today, we delve into the chilling tales of survival and horror, stories as cold and unforgiving as a blizzard's icy grip. We're talking about those times when Mother Nature unleashes her fury, burying the world in a blanket of white so deep, so vast, it becomes a tomb for the unwary. These are three really disturbing true snowstorm stories. Get ready to be chilled to the bone.
Picture this. The year is 1846. The air is crisp, and the promise of a new life beckons from the west. A wagon train of hopeful pioneers sets out west, their eyes bright with dreams of gold and a fresh start. They are filled with hope and determination, ready to conquer the unknown. Little do they know, they're heading straight into the heart of a nightmare. The journey that began with such promise would soon turn into a desperate fight for survival. This is the story of the Donner Party, a group whose name has become synonymous with suffering and desperation. Their tale is one of human endurance pushed to its very limits. Led by George Donner and James Reed, the group faced setbacks from the start. Misfortune seemed to follow them like a shadow, casting a pall over their journey. Bad decisions and misinformation plagued their journey, slowing them down, pushing them further and further behind schedule. Each wrong turn, each delay, brought them closer to disaster. As the days grew shorter and the air turned colder, they found themselves stranded high in the Sierra Nevada mountains, winter closing in like a predator. The once clear path now buried under feet of snow.
Imagine the fear that must have gripped their hearts as the first snowflakes began to fall. The realization that they were trapped with no way out must have been terrifying. What started as a light dusting quickly transformed into a raging blizzard. The snow fell relentlessly, covering everything in a thick, suffocating blanket. The mountains became their prison, the snow their jailer. Each flake that fell was another link in the chain that bound them to their icy fate. Food supplies dwindled. Hope began to freeze like a forgotten tear on a child's face. The once hopeful pioneers now faced the grim reality of their situation. They huddled together in makeshift shelters, the wind howling outside like a hungry wolf. The cold seeped into their bones, sapping their strength and will to survive. Can you imagine the despair that must have settled over them as they realized the gravity of their situation? The knowledge that rescue was unlikely, that they were on their own. They were trapped with nowhere to go, their supplies dwindling faster than the temperature. Each passing day brought them closer to the brink.
Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The relentless passage of time only deepened their despair. The once strong pioneers grew gaunt and weak. Their bodies, once full of life and vigor, now wasted away by hunger and cold. Hunger gnawed at their bellies, and the relentless cold began to chip away at their sanity. The mental toll of their ordeal was as devastating as the physical. They ate their horses, their oxen, anything to survive. But it wasn't enough. And then, the unthinkable. The line between humanity and savagery blurred. Driven to the brink of madness by hunger, they resorted to cannibalism, the ultimate act of desperation, a testament to the primal instinct to survive at any cost. Can you imagine the darkness that must have descended upon their souls? The horror of consuming the flesh of their companions, friends, and even family. The horror of it all? The psychological scars that would haunt the survivors for the rest of their lives. The Donner Party's story is a chilling reminder of the fragility of life, of the raw, primal instincts that can surface when pushed to the absolute limit. It is a tale of human endurance, of the will to survive against all odds, and the darkness that can emerge when hope is lost.
November 1952. The month started like any other, with the crisp air of autumn giving way to the chill of approaching winter. The people of the Appalachian region prepared for Thanksgiving, a time of joy and togetherness, their homes filled with the warmth of family and the aroma of pumpkin pie. Laughter echoed through the halls, and the spirit of gratitude was palpable. They had no idea that a storm of unprecedented fury was about to descend upon them, a storm that would change their lives forever, a storm that would leave a trail of devastation and heartbreak in its wake. It began subtly, almost innocently, with a few snowflakes dancing on the wind, a gentle prelude to the chaos that was to come. Then, the sky opened up, unleashing a torrent of snow that piled up with astonishing speed. What started as a light dusting quickly turned into a relentless blizzard. Roads became impassable, cutting off towns and isolating communities. Cars disappeared beneath mountains of white, their outlines barely visible. The snow continued to fall, burying everything in its path. It was as if the world had been swallowed by a giant icy blanket. The storm raged for days, showing no signs of letting up. Each hour brought more snow, more wind, and more despair, cutting off power, communication, and any hope of escape. The modern conveniences that people relied on were rendered useless.
Imagine being trapped in your own home, the wind screaming outside, the temperature plummeting. The walls that once provided comfort now felt like a prison. Each gust of wind brought a fresh wave of snow, adding to the already overwhelming accumulation. Burying homes and dreams under its icy weight, the snow piled higher and higher, creating an impenetrable barrier. The storm hit with such ferocity, such unrelenting power that it crippled entire towns. Streets were deserted, and the usual hustle and bustle of daily life came to a standstill. That it crippled entire towns. Schools, businesses, and public services were all forced to shut down. Families huddled together for warmth, their faces illuminated by the flickering glow of candles. The sense of community grew stronger as people leaned on each other for support, their faces illuminated by the flickering glow of candles. Food and supplies dwindled, and the fear of the unknown gnawed at the edges of their courage. Every meal was rationed, every resource carefully managed, and the fear of the unknown gnawed at the edges of their courage. The storm tested their resilience, pushing them to their limits. The storm seemed to go on forever, an eternity of white silence broken only by the howling wind. The days blurred together, each one colder and more challenging than the last. An eternity of white silence broken only by the howling wind. The relentless storm seemed to have no end in sight.
When the storm finally subsided, the world was unrecognizable. The landscape had been transformed into a frozen wasteland, a stark contrast to the vibrant life that once thrived there. The once familiar landscape was now a frozen wasteland, buried under feet of snow. Trees, houses, and roads were all hidden beneath the thick white blanket. The death toll climbed with each passing hour. Rescue efforts were hampered by the sheer volume of snow and the treacherous conditions. Over 300 souls were lost in the Great Appalachian Storm, their lives claimed by the unforgiving cold. Each name represented a story, a family, a community in mourning. Their lives claimed by the unforgiving cold, their stories forever etched in the annals of history. The storm left an indelible mark on the region, a reminder of nature's power and the fragility of human life. Their stories forever etched in the annals of history. The Great Appalachian Storm of 1952 remains one of the most devastating natural disasters in American history, a testament to the resilience and strength of those who endured it.
Fast forward to November 2014. The city of Buffalo, New York, known for its tough winters, found itself facing the full wrath of Mother Nature. This wasn't just any winter storm. It was a once-in-a-lifetime event that would be etched into the memories of those who lived through it. A monstrous lake-effect snowstorm slammed into the region, dumping record-breaking amounts of snow in a matter of hours. The storm was so intense that it seemed as if the sky had opened up, releasing an endless torrent of snowflakes. Cars disappeared under mountains of white, their outlines barely visible. It was as if the vehicles had been swallowed by the earth, leaving only ghostly mounds to mark their presence. Homes were transformed into icy tombs, their occupants trapped within. The snow piled up against doors and windows, sealing people inside their own homes, creating a sense of isolation and helplessness. The sheer volume of snow was staggering, paralyzing the city, turning familiar streets into treacherous labyrinths. Roads that were once bustling with activity became impassable, covered in a thick, unyielding blanket of snow. Imagine waking up to a world encased in white, the snow piled so high you can't see out your windows. The landscape outside is unrecognizable, transformed into a frozen wasteland. The air is heavy with moisture, the silence deafening. The usual sounds of the city are muffled, replaced by an eerie stillness that only a snowstorm of this magnitude can bring. You're trapped, cut off from the outside world, the weight of the snow pressing down on you both physically and mentally. The sense of confinement is overwhelming, as if the snow is a living entity, intent on keeping you prisoner. People were stranded in their cars, their homes, even in grocery stores. The storm struck with such ferocity that many were caught off guard, unable to reach safety before the snow enveloped them. The snow came down so fast, so furiously, that escape was impossible. It was as if time had slowed, each flake adding to the growing sense of dread and urgency. They huddled together, sharing what little food and water they had, their hopes dwindling with each passing hour. The sense of community grew stronger as people realized they had to rely on each other to survive. Stories of survival and loss emerged from the chaos. Tales of families banding together, of strangers becoming friends, and of the heartbreaking losses that some endured. Neighbors helping neighbors, sharing food and shelter. Acts of kindness and generosity became commonplace, as people did whatever they could to help those around them. First responders risking their lives to reach those in need, battling through the snowdrifts, their determination fueled by the knowledge that every second counted. Their bravery and dedication were a beacon of hope in an otherwise bleak situation. The 2014 Buffalo snowstorm serves as a stark reminder of nature's awesome power, of the speed with which our world can be turned upside down. It showed us how vulnerable we are in the face of such overwhelming natural forces. It's a story of resilience, of courage in the face of overwhelming odds, a testament to the human spirit's ability to endure even the most harrowing of experiences. The storm tested the limits of human endurance, but it also highlighted the strength and solidarity that can emerge in times of crisis.
Thank you for watching. These stories are a chilling reminder of the power of nature and the importance of preparedness. We hope they've also inspired you with tales of human resilience and the kindness that can be found even in the darkest of times. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more chilling stories. Stay safe and stay warm.